It's just really nice to come on an evening walk on the leafy bits which still cling on to the edge of halesowen. This is actually one walk which I do in the summertime mainly, and go across the fields and all the way around. But this place is so special to the local area to me because it's only a short walk down the road from where I live in halesowen. It's just completely filled with wildlife. Got a stream running all the way down from here. As you can just see, if I pan around, you can sort of see the stream leading all the way up. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear much wildlife. And it is especially at this time of night when you do hear much of the wildlife, because the birds are starting to get into the habit of going to sleep within the next couple of hours, so they'll be singing, loads of them will. There's actually quite a few birds just above me right now, a few wood pigeons and a few robins. Isn't it just beautiful though, just to come out and enjoy these sounds? It's just so relaxing, and it does really take your mind off things, even if you're having a bad day, or you just want to relieve your mind a little bit. These are the great places to come, into the open land. And that's what I'm really so thankful though, is living in halesowen, to get access with only like 5 minutes to get to somewhere like this. Because you can keep on walking, a vast amount of land that expands right the way in front of the big fields. But I just really do love the evenings, and I'm really glad at this time of year now it is really starting to stay lighter around about 6 o'clock. And I mean, the one thing that I find amazing about the Lutley fields is a certain viewpoint up here. I always come up here and I sit down, you stare right away into the distance where coombswood is, Turner's Hill. Parts of Rowley Regis are visible from here, and I once brought my zoomed camera to come and test it out. But you can just see sort of that view appearing right now, sort of. But you get the best views as you get to the top where I'm actually going to. But just listen right now, even at this moment. If I just zoom in, you might be able to hear a bit better. The camera can sort of pick it up. It's just completely everywhere. The sounds of the birds, I just really love it. And there's Father the Span right away of the distance over there. That's actually another housing estate which was built many years ago. Just imagine when before that was even built, there'd been more fields stretching right away over the back. And then you'd have coal mines. There's a lot of coal mines over this way. You had old Colliery, which was over the back over that way, and that was really old coal mine once more. So here we are, this is my favourite part of the Lutley field. Wow. Got a nice sunset appearing right away in the distance. Sunset coming all the way down, because it is nearly 6 o'clock, it's only about 4 minutes till 6. But clouds are starting to disappear, got the sunshine beaming, and then we just got a nice view with all the clouds clinging over the far back distance. Areas of the Black Country, you've got Turner's Hill, Rowley Regis, see, you can even see Coombswood, just right in the distance where the hills are. But I can just sit here till it gets dark basically. Just watch the time go by. Might actually do a time lapse. And you can just see how dark it goes within a set period of time. But just into the distance, if I just pan around, you can just see, once more zooming all the way in, all those areas there. This is what I mean, it's one nice local view for me. Just taking the views of that on a nice evening, it's just beautiful. But yeah, shame I don't have that zoom camera anymore, because I would literally zoom right away into the distances to see much of the areas over there. And I am going to be covering some certain videos that I do want to explain to you what I'm going to be doing, because there are areas of the Black Country what I have not covered yet. And I have not been to Turner's Hill, and that is one place I can just see right away from here with a big aerial mast sticking right away up. And there is a big viewpoint for there. I've heard people say you can see really quite far at a certain point off the top of Turner's Hill. There is a big quarry beneath there, which is really interesting, and some old things. It used to be Portway Farm. I've got some really old photos of Portway Farm, so I will be showing you those when I do get to it. But wow, there's just so much, and I just really do love staring into the distance of these views. Wow, that view of that sun just dimming right away into the distance. You might be able to see it a bit more better in a minute. You see the sun beneath the clouds over there. Just a nice way to end the day, really. But I'm guessing by checking out the sunset right at the distance, I think it's going to be a really nice day tomorrow, Sunday. I think it's going to be a bit dry. Usually when you do get a nice sunset on a night and you get sort of red sky, it means it's going to be a good day the next day. Isn't it just amazing just to see how far it does get dark a little bit? With the camera what I've got, it's really good in low light conditions like now. So it seems a bit more brighter than what I can see with my eyes. It is pretty much darker, because if I pan around, you can just see zooming in a minute. You can sort of see all the street lights are coming on. And so over to Coombswood, you can see all the lights are starting to appear. And then just all the way over there, you can see all the lights have come on over in the distance over that way, all the street lights. It's really quite good, this camera. I'm really impressed how well it does work within the low light conditions, the DJI Pocket 2. And this camera is actually one of my filming cameras what I do my videos with, and many people have asked me, how do you film your videos and what do you use? And I always use this type of camera, because when you're walking it is very steady. You don't get, like with a mobile phone, if you're recording, you don't get that best ability like you do with this camera. But it's really perfect for coming on night walks like this, because then you get to see the best of the views even though it's getting dark. And you can just see though, it's just really relaxing. And you see Fatherless Barn, there's a bit more better over there. And all the wildlife, you can just sort of still hear the birds. But all that will stop within another half an hour. You won't hear as much bird life, as then it becomes really more quiet. But what's mad though, to think you don't really see many people do night walks like this. And I know in the lockdown this was pretty much one of my favourite places to go for a walk, because you couldn't really go far during the coronavirus, so I chose this walk as my daily routine to come back and forth from. It's mad to think that though, you would think people would be walking this, just taking the dog for a walk or going for a stroll, but it's just so quiet. And then this is one thing I love about March, let me show you. So there we are, we've got our first lamb, right the way there. Really much of an excellent sight to see that. Usually the lambs and the mother will go away. Really nice sights. And there's quite a lot of lambs right there in the distance. There's the lamb. Just really a nice sight. You see a really small lamb just into the corner. Look how small that lamb is. Oh, I just do love things like this. What a nice sight. Just on the doorstep just to come and see this. This is why I'm really thankful for living in Halesowen. It's only a short walk down. Oh wow, let's see that flower right the way there. Got a daffodil just growing right around the edge. That's the only one I've seen up here. There isn't actually any more. This is the lonely daffodil up and onto the fields. I really do love some of these flowers. I mean the colours in them. You see there, I mean how dark it is, how beautiful that is just in the dark. Wow. So I mean, there's always something special to see up the fields where I'll go. Still got the old COVID-19 sign, coronavirus, public right away. So I mean, a lot has really changed up onto these fields. I remember when this gate wasn't even here, you could just literally walk all the way down. Parts of the Lutley fields changed now and they've taken back on this land. You can still walk down that way and go down the backs over to the Pedmore fields that way. You see, I usually go that way down there, then cut all the way through to the road, then up the road, then straight up to the Pedmore fields that way. It is a really lovely walk. If you do get the chance, definitely go and check that one out, up to Witchwheel from there. I'm going to go and do that again in the summer. One of my favourite regular walks. But a lot of the wildlife is sort of calming down now. Got a blackbird. And then just there, you can just see more lambs, more sheep. So right, I'm going to start heading back now to where I come from. Start heading home because I'm going to go to the shop. It is coming just up to after 6:40 I believe. You can still see much more darker and the camera's really still good in low light conditions. So I just wanted to show off the camera in this video and also my my torch, which I'll show in a minute, which is really awesome. I mean, just panning around, you sort of see more lights have come on, all the street lights, and even over the back, all the lights are all now visible. Beautiful evening just to see in the distance how the vibrant colours of the sky, how you've got the blue. I mean, the colour of the sky over there is going red. So I mean, I did check the weather forecast while I was doing the time lapse, and it says we've got rain every day from after Monday. It is a shame really because it does delay my video work, so I aren't able to come out and film much more until it's like drier weather sort of. I've already got 2 videos lined up which is going to be nice to show you. So right, this is my torch. It's a bike light. It's called a Vict Opa KX8. I will drop a link in the description if I can find it. I did buy it off Amazon. It's really powerful. You think just a bike torch, you can use it as a normal torch as well. And this torch lasts a good whopping over 2 hours, 3 hours on the bright light setting itself. Let me show you and I pan around how bright this really is. So this is a torch what I use to go to Netherton Tunnel with and go various places when it's really dark. Let me show you. Check out that. That is really bright. It's actually on the brightest setting because you've got your numbers on here. I think go down. There we go. That is really bright. You see how bright that is. It goes really far into the distance. And this is a torch what I use for Netherton Tunnel, just to go all the way down on the bike. So I will drop a link in for this in the description actually, so you can have a look, buy it. It's definitely worth the money. If you want a torch what lasts you for quite a while, especially if you go on night walking, you definitely want something what's going to be really decent. But it's just awesome, really super bright. You can just see all the sheep with this in the distance, all the sheep's eyes glowing. So right, that's the torch. I might as well just keep this on to get out of here now. I mean, you can just see how muddy it is up here. We've had that much rain earlier. It's completely saturated, so it's good to have got some really decent footwear on actually. Let's keep walking further down. It is strange actually being up here when it's pitch black. I've never really done it up on the Lutley fields. I have been to Witchbury Hill on the Agley Road when it's really dark. I was in the woodland round Hill Woods for 2 hours in the pitch black in Halloween to do a ghost hunt. And it was really creepy. I never really do night videos like this on my channel. It's just different to the daytime. It's just you get a really different feel. But this torch is just so amazing for how bright it is, for seeing right around the distance. It's just so cool. Check out the brightness of that. And that's only from one small torch. So right, let's just tell you about my videos and what's upcoming. Now I've got a lot of videos upcoming for the summer and more plans, so I can't wait to get out there and show you what I've got to come. Think about going to the Black Country Museum and actually filming some of the really old buildings over there. Did a visit going back another year. Went round there, went round the mines, the underground tunnel tour with the boat. So we are going to do all that again, but we're going to mix the video up differently. I think a way for doing it, but it's going to be like into like a walking style video with different parts into it. But we'll see when we get to that date. But I am going to do the Black Country Living Museum, definitely 100%, because the buildings over there are really interesting that do tie into my walking videos. Got a lot more to come. Got Turner's Hill, going to go to Turner's Hill. Wolverhampton, we're going to be going up to Wolverhampton sometime in the summer. We're going to be covering a lot of places. White Manor, National Trust, we're going to be going to quite a lot more. A bit more pieces around Dudley. Going to be covering history of the Dudley Hippodrome. Some really old buildings around Dudley I'm going to be covering. I've seen a lot of these like buildings when I went up there. It's really quite interesting, so I discovered them. Discovered a lot more up there. There's an old school. Don't know if the school's actually still there. I can just show you from the outside of it. So I have got a lot of exploring the Black Country ideas and other walking plans to do. So stay tuned for when those do come up. I will obviously keep you posted up into the community on my YouTube just to show you what's upcoming. But yeah, if you do want to give me some ideas on what to do, then definitely drop it into the comments or the descriptions and I'll get that out and I'll have a look at them. But it is so creepy up here when it gets dark. It 100% is. Right, let's get out of here. Yeah, I don't know what these are. Some sort of vegetables. Are these actually them like little broad bean things what I'm growing on here? At first I thought there was potatoes, but they're actually broad beans. I think they do grow them at a certain time of year. Quite a lot of them. Tell you what guys, this is a spooky one coming down here. You see my torch, it's sort of like running out, sort of. It's getting dimmer. This holloway down here this is the only creepiest bit of what I don't like. Wow, the torch is completely going out. What's that noise? There's somebody down there. Oh my god, it's black. Torch is gone. No way. I can barely see a thing. And you don't even be able to see me. But I see the sky. So you just see walking with no light on now. I was supposed to terminate the video up there and this just happened. I didn't expect it. So I must have not charged my torch last night, then it must not have charged properly. See, you've got to make sure you're prepared for these things. I just can't see where I'm going at all. This is spooky. I just feel like something's going to pop out on me any moment. You have that vibe, that feeling. It's one filming it just in case. Oh, I just thought I'd seen something then. It's creepy. Oh. Right. Swear if I slip. Right, nearly there. So yeah, Midlands Outdoors out.